Hello and welcome. I'm John, your safety trainer, here with today's lesson about restaurant cleanliness and behaviors when returning to work after a pandemic. Before we begin, remember to sign off on your mobile device or online to receive credit for this training. If you feel the need to pause this video at any time to have a discussion, we encourage you to do so. During a pandemic, restaurants can play a crucial role in keeping the public fed, even when many other businesses are closed. As things return to normal, guests and employees that were placed on an extended leave will return. So the question then becomes, how can the staff prepare to return to the work environment and also protect guests? In this lesson, we'll go over what you can do to prepare for work, what to do when you return, food safety, cleanliness tips, and behavioral strategies you should continue to follow. Keeping employees safe is one thing, but what about guests and the public? Whether there's a pandemic or not, food safety is the #1 priority and should be practiced diligently to keep everyone dealing with and consuming the food safe. Though this may be a review for many of you, know that you can keep food safe by strictly following all local, state, and federal food safety codes. Make sure that all food is properly stored. Cook foods to proper temperatures. Be sure to maintain proper hygiene habits, such as bathing daily, wearing clean clothes, wearing a hat or head covering when preparing food, removing jewelry, keeping fingernails trimmed short, clean, and filed, washing hands frequently including before and after removing gloves, handling money, after leaving the preparation area, etc. Not wearing aprons outside of the food prep areas or to the bathroom. Whenever possible, wearing gloves when prepping or handling food. Use gloves whenever possible to minimize handling food with bare hands. And most importantly, help others by not going to work if you are sick. Another way to help make sure food is safe is the frequent cleaning and sanitization of kitchens and prep areas. Surfaces and items that need to be cleaned and sanitized include doorknobs and handles, all bathroom surfaces, floors and walls, storage shelves, garbage containers, tables, items that are left on tables, chairs and benches, cutlery, dinnerware, pans, knives, cutting boards, and any other items or surfaces or even utensils that touch food. When cleaning and sanitizing, make sure that you are using EPA-registered sanitizers or disinfectants. You should check the product label to make sure the disinfectant or sanitizer can be used on surfaces and in areas where food may be handled, prepped, cooked, or stored. Follow the manufacturer's instructions on how to properly use the product on food surfaces. Hey everyone, if you just watched this video and are thinking, how do I get more of these videos? Click on this link or go to GotSafety.com and we'll show you how you can digitally sign and record employee training records, build custom forms, or even access your OSHA documentation. Go to GotSafety.com right now or call 1-800-734-3574 for more information.